Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. Hi, Glorious E. Dan Para, sorry. There's a Baltazar, Brand Conditional Love Tarot, De La Jeans, Cheryl 5228. Okay, today's Tuesday. The week is gonna fly by. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmilo.com, or please feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. And also, please, if you would like help, if you have a book you want to write, or if you're in the process of writing, or whatever you're doing, and you need help, there is someone who's working with me, helping me write my own book. She's very good, so let me know. Her name is Raven, no calls, so I will put her email address below the video. Below the video, yes. Okay. I'm sure some of you remembered last week. Last week, I said Maduro was communicating with our enemies. I'm not going to stay too long on this topic, okay? According to reports, Putin has basically taken their side, of course, okay? And they have their navy somewhere helping Maduro, all right? So they're in the Caribbean Sea. That's basically what I'm saying. This is a very dangerous game. I don't see war yet, and also it's not good for us. China is not there yet. It's not because China is not willing to help Maduro. What's happening is China does not want to appear as an aggressor, sending their military to help Maduro. I don't know. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Putin's warships are docked in Venezuela. Okay. What she is doing is he wants to make us, it's a psychological thing, make America look bad and do everything he can to show they are the righteous country. America deserves to be pushed aside, just basically dumped in the dustbin of history. This is not a good country to be associated with. Something like that. That's what I'm getting intuitively, so I'm telling you the way I get it, okay? But that's Xi's goal. So Putin has material assets there now. Xi is going to do the other part and try to basically kick us off our leadership role in the world stage. And unfortunately for us, I'm sorry, I will go to election day afterward because it will be a short one too, but I just learned something. I believe it takes priority over election day. Election day is going to be very good for Democrats. Okay, I was simply going to give you guys a chance. If there are people that are running and I don't know about them, you wanted to ask me. Okay, but let me say this. I have been saying for a long time, there is something, I'm sure, please, those of you who remember me saying it, post it in the comments or please post it on the screen. Okay, I said there is something, I can't figure it out, that's making Trump and those around him feel so confident and secure that they have, everything under control. Let me read to you something from the website Raw Story. The title goes, if you want to go look for it, you will find it. It's on the website Raw Story, okay? And the title reads, Top Secret Billionaire Meeting in Tiny Town Builds Plan for MAGA to Last Forever. Report. And I'm only going to read the first paragraph, okay? And I'll tell you. And it reads, a cabal of billionaires is plotting a strategy to ensure MAGA rule outlive President Donald Trump. And they've already decided on a preferred heir for their political movement. And but they have a lot of money. It's Peter Thiel with Vance and a bunch of others. Okay, the plan is, well, we know what the plan is, to change our form of government. I did not know. As I've been saying, I knew there was something. And also remember I told you, the minute they felt secure enough that they have everything under control, they would get rid of Trump. But so far, things have not, in fact, things have not gone the way they thought it would or imagined. And this, being in the newspapers, is a big threat to them. And also, the majority of, or a lot of people in the Trump cabinet who are taking part in this cabal, whatever, this movement to basically destroy democracy, a lot of them are taking refuge to our military bases. Okay? It's not a good sign. It's not a good thing for them. It's not a good look for the Trump administration, and it can be very dangerous to us in a sense that we don't know what they are plotting. But I'm not concerned about that yet. What's most concerning to me is, I came to this country. I am grateful. And the thought of destroying or do anything to damage what this country has done for me and my family never for 1 second entered my mind or anyone in my family, not that I know of. Okay, I'm talking about my family. I don't see anyone who wants to overthrow what we have. Build on it, yes. Make life better, get rid of racism and everything else that's bad. We work on those things. But Peter Thiel and Elon Musk and company, they want to destroy what we have, replace it to their own sick, whatever it is you want to call it. And intuitively, I feel the threat is still out there. Yes, as I've said either last week or the week before last, Yavin is contemplating or is looking for another country to go to because he doesn't feel they are going to be able to meet their goals. That is turning this country into a dictatorship. I've lived under a dictatorship. Let me tell you, Americans don't know where we are. If they had any inkling, like I've said before, they would be in the streets every day until either Trump leaves or whoever is sponsoring this whole thing goes by the wayside. I mean, you can see and sense a difference already. If you're looking at what happened in Chicago, what is happening in Chicago, and in California, among other places that Trump deployed troops. And imagine this is coming to the whole country, intuitively, I feel. Okay? This is nothing. The way I see those agents treat American citizens too. But Noam said that's not true. That's the same thing the Tontomacoutes in Haiti used to do if you cross them. Because by the time I started understanding what was going on, Papa Doc was already, had full control of the population. In Haiti, we didn't have guns. they still don't have guns. The people with guns right now are the gang members that are being sponsored, or according to reports, the wealthy. They have something similar to what they want to do here. So they are in this country in America. They buy guns and ship them down there and bullets to these guys. And you can see somebody with probably hungry, with the, dirty flip-flops, with an automatic rifle in his hand. That's how. That's why we see guns in the hands of people in Haiti. Otherwise, the population is not armed. That's why the gangs have so much control over them. They can't fight back. They have machetes and rocks. Doesn't work. But the point I'm trying to make is, but by that time, Papa Doc had full control by the time he declared himself president for life. And this country, we're not there yet. But if you look at the way those agents are behaving, it's the same thing. And even those guys too, those agents that are arresting or abusing their powers, they have no idea. The only thing they know, they're making some money, they're working, okay, easy job. Well, it's a whole other discussion. But, so they're doing it, but they don't know where this is going or know where this is leading to. They too won't be very happy when the whole thing flip to full-blown dictatorship. The notion of the Constitution and Bill of Rights and all that kind of stuff, no. It would all be rewritten if the Heritage Foundation have not done so yet. But the point is, I predicted this. I just did not know who was behind the whole thing. And my prediction is, intuitively, I feel they're going to fail. If I were Peter Thiel and everyone in this movement, get good lawyers or run. Because intuitively, I don't feel, my prediction is they're not going to succeed. And this is going to get the press attention, this article. Although the press already had an idea, or I'm sure they probably know, this does not bode well. But the thing that's giving me a bit of, less worry is because I read the article and I know whenever something hit the newspapers like that, usually it's on its way to failure. The movement is on its way to failure because there are going to be, people are going to find ways to counteract it if the powers that be are not counteracting them already. But my friends, we are in a very dangerous position. I'm not trying to scare anybody. This is nothing to be scared about. But our democracy, I should say, is in danger. And we should all go out and vote. And in order to keep it. But like I've said, these people, it's very hard to, you can't talk to them. The Peter Thiels of this world and Stephen Miller and all, it's very hard to talk them off the field. I'm hoping I'm wrong, and I hope our legal system can take care of them, because what I am feeling is going to take a lot of work, And I said maybe 5 to 10 years to clean things up. It may be longer. I'm not saying Trump, Trump, and to whatever I feel, there isn't much time. I'm not going to tell you he's going to pass in December like some people screaming he's going to die in December, October, September, October, and now we're in November. But anyway, whoever Vance, because that's who, according to the report, if I'm not mistaken, Vance is supposed to follow Trump. That's the person. I said that not too long ago because basically that was his mission. This is going to be very interesting. Instead of being, let me say this again, democracy will win. We are going to be okay. The country will survive this. But we have some challenging period ahead. But I hope Peter Thiel and company get themselves some very good lawyers, because they're not going to win, and this is not going to end well. And Musk as well. I predicted how Musk was going to turn out over a year ago. And also, do you guys remember I said a couple of years ago during my final, I'm sorry I'm mentioning this again one more time. At the time, I did not know what they were cooking, what the plan was. And I said those oligarchs, the 1% of the 1%, they wanted to turn us into their slaves, basically. Okay, this, let me see. Yes, I read you the name of the title of the article. That's what I was getting, but in my intuitive way, in the best way I could explain it to you at the time. Okay, but no reason to fear. America will get through this. Too many people have fought, lost friends and family members on the battlefield for democracy. I don't see those people walking away. And those guys who are trying to do this, they have no clue what they are doing. They think changing a form of government is, is like pushing paper, You sit behind your desk and you write a whole bunch of stuff in theory. You think you're going to force people to do it, and intuitively I don't feel it's going to work. And they have no idea. They have no clue. Let's see what happens. But this is the beginning of the destruction of whatever it is plan they had. That's one thing I was happy about, but it was pretty chilling reading the article, although I knew there was something I did not know that was going on, and I couldn't tell what it was. And also, I have to say one more thing. As I was reading it, these guys have a lot of resources. What did they do in 2024? As I was reading this thing, I'm like, how much involvement did they have? Do you guys remember when Vance walked from his plane to Kamala's plane, and he said, and I mentioned that, I want to inspect the plane I'm going to be flying in after we win. I thought that was arrogant, and I knew something was going on. I just did not know what it was, but I kept warning all of you. I said, Democrats have to keep their eyes on Republicans. Something is going on. But what happened in 2024 that involved Musk, Peter Thiel and company will come out. That's my prediction. And you know something else? According to reports, Trump is investigating Jack Smith. I read somewhere Jack Smith has changed his tactics from waiting for him to be indicted or something like that, you know what I mean, to aggressively attacking them, because he knows what he's got. And he knows, and intuitively, and when I look at Jack Smith, he's not afraid to stand up. He's not going to be like the others, passively let everyone else talk for him. And also, it's not on, the Trump administration is not only going to fight with Jack Smith. They're going to fight with everybody that they let go from DOJ. They're gonna learn, you know, how bright, how intelligent, how much those people know their stuff, the legal system, because they fired a whole bunch of people across DOJ. So Jack Smith will be surrounded with people with knowledge about every discipline you can think of, from, you know, intelligence, criminal, all kinds of subjects. And they are all subject matter experts. My prediction is, if Pam Bundy indict Jack Smith, it's going to be a fun time to watch the legal system at work. And my prediction is Jack Smith is going to come out on top. And also, where we are today, the political dynamic in this country is going to change. And you know, the other thing also I've said to you guys, I don't understand, because that's what are being shown to me right now. There are no Republican representatives in D.C. What's going on? Why are they so obedient? I bet you it's related to that article. Promises being made, and they are all in on it. They may not know to what extent. Okay? And when I say they're all in on it, I'm not painting everybody with a bad brush. I'm sorry if it sounds that way. But some of them do, and Mike Johnson is all in. This is going to be very bad. Let's see what happens. I'm not going to keep talking any further. But my friends, watch this. This is going to be a very interesting few years that's to come. So don't be depressed. Get your popcorn, because yes, it's going to be tumultuous, up and down, craziness. But I don't see how this is going to survive, because they don't know how to make friends. Now, I just read on the TV that people, according to the news, Trump said he's not going to release the SNAP money, SNAP funds, until the government is reopened. You don't negotiate that way by, barking orders. No. Let's see what happens. It's going to be interesting to watch. That's my prediction. But democracy will win out. That's my prediction. The next reference is, yes, when I wrote the different topics that I have on the title, I had not seen the article I just talked about. Oh my God, time went by very fast. So, but what I wanted to mention is the reason why I put the Trump in his cabinet is because, and it's basically this thing has, because they are living in military bases, it doesn't look good. And the news has picked up on it, and people are talking about it. And the thinking is, if they have to take refuge in military bases, they are doing something wrong. And that's what I said either yesterday or last week when I was talking about this. If you have to hide from the people you're trying to control, you've already lost the battle. And it shows, a sense that they are worried. I don't blame them for worrying. And they probably had an inkling that the article I just read you a paragraph from, or more articles like that are going to come out. What are they going to do? Intuitively, my friend, it's going to get a little worse for them, because the fight with Jack Smith, the many countries that Trump is threatening, Americans being super angry, the economy is tanking, people are hungry, jobs are difficult to find, and potentially the stock market may tank. And investors pulling their money out of the country. I don't think they gave much thought about any of that stuff. It's a recipe for disaster. That's why I've been saying to you guys, and you know what, I woke up this morning thinking, this can't last. This won't last. I mean, the way Trump is going about destroying and changing everything, it's not going to work. And then I read that article. I'm sorry. I don't think you guys understand. Maybe I say things sometimes. You may not, if you don't get the full picture, you may think it's a throwaway thing. No. When I read that article this morning, it was frightening to me, but I quickly regained myself. I regained my composure, But it's a pretty scary thing, but it's a sign to me that things are really going wrong. And the only thing they can do is hide in military bases. And I don't blame them, because I've been talking about the anger that's accumulating. They are not doing anything to release that anger. The people are going to have to release that anger at some point. And if care is not taken, it may not be at the ballot box. I'm hoping leadership, a leader will come along and quiet things down. But intuitively, the energy that I am feeling in this country, there is a rage. I've been saying, anger. If you listen to a couple of people that are being interviewed, it's a rage. It's not, anger doesn't describe it. These people are going to channel that rage in some ways. So those guys living in those military bases, maybe it's a good idea, because somebody better come along and channel that rage in a positive way and get us out of this. Otherwise, what I have been saying about how I watched Haiti go into a peaceful place to where it is today. And you know something else? You know what's in those two things those two countries have in common? Oligarchs and a dictator. The oligarchs, they're fighting among one another. The president, Papadoc got killed. People, the oligarchs, they were there, but they didn't try those things under Papadoc. But after Papadoc left, the people started taking revenge on the people who were collaborating with Papadoc and oppress the people. And then it evolved from there. And that's what's happening. That's where the beginning stages of that thing here. It's not going to go that way. But I'm just showing you it's the same mentality. Those rich people who think they deserve everything, they should control everything. Okay? And that's what Peter Thiel, his racist attitude, he's South African. That's why they convinced our government to, I don't know how much convincing they needed to do with Miller, but we should bring Afrikaners in this country now only, or something to that effect, according to reports. Okay? But the thing is, they are right now, they want things their way. And that's what's happening in Haiti. So you have a few of them, okay, arming different factions, gang in Haiti. That's why the country is where it is. I don't see that happening here, okay? But still, it's a dangerous situation they are creating. So you have a dictator and oligarchs. Haiti he's at least 40 years ahead of us, but it won't take 40 years to unfold. If you notice how Trump was able to, less than a year, the damage. Okay, so it's going to be fun to watch, but I feel democracy will win out. And Miller and company, who's hiding in the military bases, smart move, because the rage I'm sensing intuitively, it's going to be a challenge. I hope we have a leader that comes along to help people challenge that anger, because there's potential for that anger to really go south. But I'm not seeing that yet, so let's keep our fingers crossed, my friends. Okay, let's see. Please, if you have questions, post the questions or leave your questions in the comments. Cats0114 says, trust. Americans are aware and engaged. I know because I'm connected. Thank God. Okay, we've been here before and won with minimal resources. This is a new day and time, and we'll win again. Somebody said that. I think it's probably in the article. No. After I read the article I just told you about, that's from Raw Story, somebody said something similar, that in the 1920s or something like that, some rich person had the same idea or something. But you know what? The goal, you're an immigrant. You're lucky that's why we all came to this country, to contribute in a good way. And you want to kill the whole thing. You want to be in charge. They can't, run for president. So forget the presidency. We want to create our own form. This is crazy. Instead of making it better for everyone else, Peter Thiel doesn't care. He doesn't have any kids. But that's where I read something similar to what you post. Somebody said the same thing. Let's see. Oops. Let me see. Gary 05508 says, corporate and the tariff thieves are counting on Americans to go crazy with spending for holiday show them different For holidays, I'm sorry. I'm trying to see. I got to find something so I can read. I know what to do, but my desk is so small, and I've been buying better equipment. I'm going to want to invest in a better desk. Oh boy, sorry about that. But yes, Americans who go crazy with spending for holidays, show them different. Sorry about that, Carrie. Yes, you're right. But this year, everyone is going to be watching their money, their pennies. That's for sure. Okay. Akitu says, using food as a bargaining tool isn't going well. Exactly. Well, he doesn't think that way. Everything, sees we're the highway, or he thinks he has something to threaten you with. That's the wrong way to. That's not how you negotiate. When you negotiate, it has to be win-win. But hey, Trump. Let's see what happens. Guinness Benji says, okay, what about Obama, Emilio? I think Obama is doing well. Oh my God, did you hear his speech this past, was it Sunday? Yeah. He took this administration to task. No, well, I don't think Obama is gonna become president again. He could run again. I think he would win. Somebody suggested that if Trump wins, Obama should win. Obama should run as well, but Obama would win. Yeah, but I don't see Obama wanting to become president again. If you're doing a job and make America better, being president is a tough job if you're really working for the people. Trump is having fun. Trump, he has a couple of people around him who, because, if you notice, they're not doing anything to help the country. What their task is to change our form of government, destroy the federal government. They are doing a very good job at that, okay? And try to gain control of everything. But they're having problems. And right now, they're having major doubts that they're going to be able to do that. So that's where the fear comes in, and the fierce challenge Chicago and California and the people are putting up. And like I said a long time ago, Americans are very resourceful and very creative. If you think you're going to outsmart them, forget it. And that's what they're facing right now. Okay. 350 million plus people. How are they going to do this? Forget it. And his 250 years history or more of democracy. Good luck changing that. That's how stupid Peter Thiel and whatever is, that ugly guy who looks like he doesn't shower. Oh my God. Anyway, yes. As Sarah Gina says, Dick Cheney passed away. I really didn't like him because of what he did. I wasn't a fan of his either. Yes, I heard that this morning, feel sorry for him and his passing. Well, he's in a better place for sure. I don't feel sorry for him or his family. Yes, no matter what, he has kids and his wife is still here. So it's a major loss for them, but he's in a better place. Unfortunately, we're all going to go that way. But I forgot all about it. You know what? After I read that that thing I just told you about, it scared the living daylight out of me. Because I've been telling you guys, something is not right. I just did not know what it is. Although I expected it, it was still shocking reading it. An immigrant coming to this country, instead of making it better, you're going to bring apartheid. Basically, that's what they want, a form of apartheid in this country. Peter Thiel and company. Good luck to them. Let's see what happens. But if I were them, well, they have the resources anyway. They can hire the best lawyers. If those lawyers want to work for them, that's going to be the next problem they're going to have. finding good lawyers who are willing to work for them. But if I were them, start shopping, because they're going to need all the lawyers they can get. It's going to be tough. When this thing explodes, my friend, it's going to be really bad. And also, did you guys hear that when they found those documents at Trump's Mar-a-Lago, that the head of the FBI did not have, if that thing was, the classification of that thing was so high, some high-level FBI agent or people at the top of the FBI, they didn't have the proper clearance to see those documents. Can you imagine this? That's another thing, and intuitively I feel that's not over yet. It's going to come back to bite. That stuff, and if Trump, I'm sure Trump will indict Smith, that's for sure. Okay? They're not thinking. And you're going to hear how nasty this thing is going to be, and what's going to come out. Yes. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch, friends. So hang in there. All right. I think this is it, friends. Thank you very much, everyone, for spending time with me. Thank you, chat monitors, for your help. I appreciate it. Please post your questions, my friends. I'm sure I said things. I'm sorry I didn't go. Well, the backlash is going to be when everyone has realized what Peter Thiel and company have been up to. I described the backlash, what's coming. So let's see what happens. And the election, Democrats are going to do well. So it's not, I mean, Trump is angry, according to report. He said he's not going to, if Memdami went, he's not going to give New York any money. Yeah, let's see what happens with that. Anyway, if anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmedu.com, or feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. I'm going to change the title of this thing too, because I don't want to mislead people. If you like the channel, please subscribe, and also don't forget to tap on the notification bell. Please give me a thumbs up, that would help me a lot. Please forgive me if I'm a little out of sorts, because after I read this thing, I was not happy. It did not make me feel good. All right, people, I will see you all tomorrow. Sorry. Till then, bye.